behold, one of the most controversial cars nowadays. And that says a lot when you have contenders like the Ferrari Luce. I don't know how the same company that made this made the Luce. The Tesco Clusterfuck. Those are really just the only two, aren't they? I mean, pretty much every car nowadays is ugly and has a V6. This thing, I dare say, is no different. I like the F80 as a car, not as a Ferrari. Because, of course, this thing is a multi-million-dollar hypercar with a V6. It has the same engine as my dad's truck, a V6, paired to the hybrid system, in a hypercar. So today, I hope we can fix that. We can fix that, because no Ferrari of mine is gonna have a V6, let alone a 1200 horsepower hybrid V6. Pretty sure that V6 is only making like 600 horsepower, and then the actually, I don't know how much the V6 does make, but I know it's probably not a lot. So right off the bat, we gotta put something better in it. Obviously, we're gonna have a bunch of V12 swaps. Racing V12, another even worse V6. That one is from the 296, 6.3 liter V12. That's from the last Ferrari, I think, and then a 4-liter V8 twin turbo. That's from the SF90. But we're going with a V12 no matter what. I think the best V12 to throw in this is probably the 6.3 liter LaFerrari V12, and I think it's wise if we throw 2 turbos on it. We also do surprisingly have aero, which is hideous, let's be honest. Okay, we can add a little lip to that. I was really expecting just regular Force aero, but that's nice. I like that, actually. This thing is on semi-slick stock. Let's go for full-blown slicks, I think. And this thing, okay, it weighs almost 4,000 pounds. That's going to be heavy. But I think we also got to focus on giving this thing some better tires. I'm also going to keep the trend of not changing the wheels. I think we're just going to keep the stock ones. We have an 8-speed stock. We're going to drop that down to a 7-speed. We're going to have a race drive line and a race diff. Before we do anything, weight reduction sends us into X. Okay. So we could stick it just above 1,000, or just above 3,000 pounds. So let's say just above 1,000 horsepower. We already have over 1,000 horsepower. How does a roll cage look on this? I'm going to say that's a no. And obviously, I bet you if we even touch anything in terms of power, we're going to get sent into X. Apparently, I'm wrong. So let's just do a little bit. I don't know how much more power we could add, because if we had 16 horsepower, that's too much. If we do 20 horsepower, that's too much. 17 horsepower, too much. We can go with... Actually, I think I should leave it at our class 997. We have 1,200 horsepower, and we're lighter than stock, and we have a proper engine for once. They should have put a V12 in instead. All their room for a V12, but instead they're trying to go with the future, with hybrid, with a fucking V6. Look, I get emissions are really like bad right now, but you could have at least gone with a V8, because a V6 was not necessary. And we do actually have advanced paint groups. Okay, let's just see what we have. Whoa, that's a lot of color stock. Okay, so you have red, white, blue. Ooh, I just noticed the stripe changes. Then yellow and red. Gray, okay, they're just corporate gray. Black with a silver stripe. Red with a silver stripe. Kind of like a dark maroon with a yellow stripe. Green and yellow, that's nice. And white and red. Okay, I feel like we have to keep it red. I think we will go with maybe like a lighter red. I could do an atrocity. Ferrari will ban you from buying one of their cars if you paint it pink. But do you think that's going to stop me? I think group 2. What's group 2? Okay. I don't know what Ferrari was thinking, putting piano black trim on the very front of a car, because piano black used to be luxurious. It used to be the special color that you would see on Rolls Royces. Now it is basically the definition of poverty spec. And Ferrari went ahead and slapped it right on the front of their car. These are supposed to be luxury cars, sports cars, race cars. And you slap poverty spec right on the nose. It looks so much better without the black trim. It looks infinitely better. Look at that. Look. Doesn't that look like an actual Ferrari now? That looks so much better. We also have to paint the wing. We also have... we can paint the wing planes? Oh, just that, I guess. We'll do that in carbon fiber. The wheels, I kind of like the stock wheels. Maybe we go white, actually. I really don't know what to do for the wheels. I think I do want to do them white. Yeah, we'll go... I think actually white and black. And we'll go black barrel maybe. And then for the outer lip, we could do white. I kind of like that. Yeah, I'll rock that. And then you won't tint the windows. Okay. But yeah, this thing looks so much better with the piano black front plate just actually painted. That looks so much better. And I don't think we're gonna do any vials. I kind of want to do like a different stripe. I just laid in bed for a bit, so I'm a little kerfuzzled. What if I make Ferrari actually like so mad with this one? I could do the funniest thing. You know what? I'm gonna make Ferrari mad with this one. I'm gonna make Ferrari mad. I'm gonna make them so mad with this one. Ferrari will literally blacklist you from buying their cars if you paint them pink. But they never said anything about painting them with the trans flag. And plus, this is Ford, so we can do whatever we want without any repercussions. Well, aside from cheating, because if you cheat, I will hate you. And so will everyone else who plays this game. So we're just gonna do a little bit of this. I don't even think I need to record this. I'm literally just starting a trans flag on it. Like, I don't really need to. I'll probably cut this out. And then we can throw it on the back. Right there. And we could also toss it on the wing. Okay, I think we're done. I do really like the color I picked for it though, and I just didn't want this thing to be as boring, hence the trans flag stripe. But yeah, this thing looks so much better without the piano black trim, and we definitely made this thing proper now. It's gotta be tough. I also do love the wing on this, I will say. Maybe it could do with a little more downforce, but this thing rocks, and I think I know just the race. Actually, I don't know just the race to take this thing to. I just want to do a race with this thing. Because, wait, is it classed as a hypercar? It better be a hypercar. It is a hypercar. Okay, so we're actually gonna race this thing like we haven't done. Oh, we did. I was gonna say we didn't race the Alfa Romeo Password, and we didn't race the other Ferrari, but we did race the Alfa Giulia, and now we're gonna race the F80. I was gonna say the perfect race for this would have been the Colossus, but I never want to see the Colossus again. Actually, it seems like all of this is probably gonna be a little bit hell too. Considering the fact, like, the majority of the pack looks like they're in Chimeras. Okay, I'm not doing okay, actually. I'm gonna walk it a little bit. And I will always say it, I just wish that we could have the splitter and canards without the tow hook. That, we should have an option for that. Because we really need the front arrow, but it is so ugly, I genuinely don't want to go with it. But yeah, putting an actual V12 in it was an amazing decision, because this thing is so much better now. To be fair, I wasn't actually expecting any customization, but I'm glad we got that little wing option, and I'm glad the active arrow still works too. So I did notice, I think the wing is tilted backwards a little bit. And it's up. Yeah, it does look like it's pointed upwards, so wouldn't we be producing lift? Maybe it produces a lift in the rear end, so then the front end gets pushed in more? I don't know. Actually, I think I did see, maybe it is level when you're at slower speeds, so at higher speeds it does lift up, so then you, get better aerodynamics for top speed. But yeah, this thing, I was kind of worried we wouldn't have any V12 swaps, but I'm glad we have two of them. I was gonna say, I feel like they went with the lazy approach, but I mean, I think Ferrari is pretty strict about what engines you put in their cars. I feel like it has to be Ferrari-only engines that go into Ferrari, so you can't 2J swap a 250 GTO, which kind of makes sense. But yeah, I'm actually really happy we got this car. To say before I was really interrupted by a Subaru Legacy in my face. I'm really glad we got this car, and I'm really glad we were able to swap the engine, because this is, I think, one of the most highly requested cars. And also really glad if you paint the trim, because this thing looks so much better without it. Honestly, I don't know how to feel about this car. I like it, but yeah, you gotta swap a V12 into it.